What's up, guys? Quick little disclaimer before this video starts. You're gonna see me in a different setting, different outfit. I had to re-record some of the footage because some of the footage got corrupted. So no, I didn't feel like doing a spontaneous wardrobe change. I just had to re-record some of the stuff. So that's why you're gonna see this video kind of cut. Enjoy the video. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to make a interesting little video, I guess. I wanted to talk about why new side-by-sides and ATVs in particular are so expensive nowadays. You know, top of the line RZR 1000, S Turbo 4-door is going to run you about 30 grand, which is just crazy. At least in my book. And, basically I want to go over why the stuff's so expensive nowadays. Break down the reasons, try to throw some numbers and some facts in there. So basically, first off is the pretty obvious one of shit's just getting more expensive nowadays, to top it off with inflation and just how high everything is to make nowadays. It's a pretty obvious one that all the machines are a lot more expensive than, let's say, 10 years ago. Now getting into the next point, with that, obviously, you're getting potentially a better machine and more technology, which, depending on who you ask, it's good and bad. As far as technology goes, obviously everybody wants a better, faster machine, but yeah, another reason is, I guess we'll just jump into creature comforts. Now, you might be thinking creature comforts, that have to do with the latest car that you just bought. But in reality, side-by-sides are getting just as fancy as cars, or I guess, Jeeps in this comparison. The options they have are just kind of crazy to me. Whether it be power windows, full HVAC controls, so heat and AC, full stereo systems, power steering. You're literally driving in a vehicle that you could drive on road, essentially. So all that stuff obviously adds up. And then when you throw in the new technology aspects of the machines, with the ECMs being much more advanced, being able to pretty much monitor everything that your cars does. So first off, I guess, we already kind of went over a list of creature comforts, but, for the Can-Am Defender, it starts at 10K, 10.3, which, in today's day and age, it's not anything crazy, but you're getting a pretty basic machine. 2 seats, and it drives, pretty much. And that can go up to, there's 18 different options, which, when I seen that, it kind of blew my mind, because that's a lot of different variants, and a lot of, obviously, that's a lot of different things. There's some variants that you can get a 6x6, which is pretty cool. So that, there's like a mud bogging version, so that's tailored to that. There's more toward working gear ones. So, they give you a plentiful option range, but that top of the line Defender is 33 grand, which is nuts. And that's, because I went on the website and built one, and that's not even adding every single option that you could get. That's pretty much, your top of the line. So, your Platinum, your Lariat type deal, but not adding all the little knickknacks people might want. So it can get even higher than that. Probably you're looking at close to 40 grand, which is crazy because. And then one more topic is, for me, I like to be able to work on my own stuff. Like that Scrambler, if you can see behind me, that's what I drive. I can work on pretty much everything on there. Obviously it has some electronics, which I wouldn't really dive into, but it's not, you can dig into everything, all your basic stuff. It's fairly simple. You don't need a um, computer scanner to get into it and actually work on stuff. To me, I like to be able to work on my own stuff. It's kind of like some of the, of course, the off-road market and the auto market they're kind of going hand to hand, to where stuff is just getting so crazy and just super focused on electronics, and it's just getting harder and more expensive to work on these vehicles. Especially some brands like Tesla or whatever, and even BMW. You really can't work on them yourself. You got to take it to a certified person, which to me, especially with off-road vehicles, I do not want to do. I just want to be able to knock it out in my garage, get it done, and move on with my day. I don't want to spend thousands more taking it to a dealership and having them dick around with it forever and charge me up the ass because they only have the certain readers or tools or whatever that can work on these things. So that's another pretty big point to me. So yeah, and here's one of the reasons, because I've seen some other videos on people talking about why they're expensive, but here's one of the reasons I personally think why everything's so expensive nowadays is when they first introduced the side by side into the market. Obviously, it completely changed the game. Um, it doesn't take as much skill as especially a dirt bike or even a quad. It's basically just like a car, so most everybody could just drive one. And with that ease of access, I could say, or you could say, that just flooded the market with a whole new demographic of people that are going to be trying to get into the off-road scene. It's no more of just the super passionate guys who've grown up on quads and dirt bikes and are just really good riders and have a passion for that stuff. It's now the guys that just think that they can get in and just do crazy stuff. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos of these guys just launching side by sides and just beating the crap out of them because you're encased in a roll cage and they don't really care. But that brings me to the main point of the real reason why these things are so expensive and nobody wants to talk about is, so with that market I was just talking about, that is your typical suburban guy who lives in the subdivision, doesn't own any tools, and all of a sudden sees one of these Polaris RZRs and they're like, wow, that looks pretty cool, I'll go buy one of those. And with that, he's not your typical rider or country person. So that market is fueling the expensive creature comforts of all the add-ons that these companies are putting on their machines. To like, I'd say for most of the riding community out there, we don't need or care about having AC, Sirius XM, heat, even power windows, all this just crazy stuff, windshield wipers. Like I said earlier, you're basically driving a car or a Jeep. And that's really what it boils down to, is these people who, they drive Audis and Beamers come into the market thinking that they want to have something fun to do on the weekend. And not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just kind of ruins the market for the rest of us because it just drives the prices up on everything, and it just makes everything so dang expensive. Because those are the type of guys that, man, I sure would like to have, satellite radio while I'm driving through the woods, or, it's a little bit muggy out, let's turn on the AC. It's like, no. That's one of the fun parts about riding is you get dirty, you get hot. You're not really uncomfortable, but, you're kind of one with the outdoors when you're riding. At least for me. I like just having the opened wind hit me and, going through the mud and the sand and stuff like that. I could care less. That's the whole point of riding, is to have that sort of fun and not worrying about, man, I'm not going to get my, I don't want to get my Dockers dirty. Definitely, I think one of the main reasons why everything has gone up in price astronomically. And for the companies, I would say my solution to this is just kind of make a cheaper side by side. And I know they have different variants of, you don't have to have the very top of the line optioned out RZR or General or whatever you want. But just kind of like the car companies make. You can have your Platinum Super Duty, but you can also have an XLT. But on that note, don't make it just a huge kind of piece of crap, kind of like, as I just said, the XLTs and the XLs are nowadays. Back in early 2000, an XLT was actually pretty decent. But I don't want to get off topic. But anyways, so just kind of do the same thing with the RZR, or whatever side by side. Give us kind of a bare bones vehicle, but yet still have all the power and technology that the top of the line ones have. So still give us, maybe throw in, you can get the turbo engine in one, but I don't necessarily want power windows, satellite radio, a huge sound system. I'm not going through the woods trying to bump. I want to listen to the engine. I want to hear the outdoors and just have a good time. And obviously, don't make them so expensive. When you make, a little duller version, obviously a side by side is, going to be your top of the line machine, and then a quad, and then a dirt bike. But still, they don't got to be $30,000. I mean, that's crazy money. I mean, maybe 10 for a brand spanking new one. I feel like it's pretty reasonable. Because that's the same. It's just kind of the same thing with, like, the Sportsman, for instance. Is the top of the line new one is running you like 13 grand for a quad, and that just blows my mind. And like I said, yeah, you get some cool things with it, I guess. But I don't think it's really worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, I like the 1,000 Sportsman. That's obviously badass, but you don't need to add all the other BS to it. Like I was saying earlier. So that's basically about it. Just wanted to make a video. I really want to know what you guys think. So if you agree with me, comment. If you don't, still comment. Give me your opinions, give me your thoughts, all that sort of stuff. Because I really want to talk about this with all you guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching.